Possible we've provoked nature once too often, that the storms we're experiencing on the east coast are more than just seasonal. Are the predictions first made by the CSIRO in 2005 coming true of an Australian climate which will cause permanent damage to the wheat belt and mean some cities have to be abandoned? Brian Seymour gets some expert opinion.
There are big chunks of Antarctica falling into the sea, like the size of some islands, just falling into the sea.
The ice just kind of spreads out, heads north and melts.
I mean, we've never seen this before, so it's kind of scary.
An island of ice. The Antarctic is twice the size of Australia, holding up to 70% of the Earth's fresh water, and it is melting fast, losing up to a staggering 152 cubic kilometres of ice each year. The ice cap's great thaw, a key contributor to climate change and the erratic weather patterns experienced by its near neighbour, Australia.
The problem with the melting is that the water is getting in under the ice shelf and it makes it all slippery, so whole chunks of it start sliding off into the ocean. Much more easier than people predicted or ever thought before.
Antarctica is in the grips of a dramatic change, one that is set to impact on our shores if it hasn't already.
You're going to see enough melt that sea levels will rise. The argument is it going to be 6 centimetres, 60 centimetres, or what is it going to be? I'll tell you what, if I had property right on the water with a boat, I'd be pulling my bedroom back a little bit.
Wilson da Silva, editor of science magazine Cosmos, says that it's not just a change in sea levels that is of concern. You just have to look at our recent weather.
I mean, it's very hard to say that one particular storm is linked to climate change, but what you can say is that once you start seeing a pattern of quite a few of them happening more frequently than they otherwise would have happened, it starts looking like it is climate change. It's clear that if we think things are bad now, wait for 2040 or 2050. That's when it's really going to get nasty.
In the future, we might expect that these kinds of extremes we would see more often. They might be more intense and they might happen over a longer season than they currently do.
According to atmospheric scientist Amanda Lynch, extreme weather events have tripled in the past few decades, and we can expect these conditions to worsen in the future.
More tropical cyclones hitting the far north, more east coast lows hitting Sydney, and maybe more drought in the south and southwest of Australia.
The Howard government has constantly denied climate change for quite some time, and it wasn't until a report was published by the CSIRO, which they commissioned in July 2005, which said things like that cities in the north of Australia might have to be abandoned because of climate change, that there would be storm surges that would make some areas of the coast unlivable, that areas of the Murray-Darling or Western Australia, southwestern Australia, the wheat belts, would be damaged.
It definitely seems to be a lot bigger, happens a lot quicker, causes a lot more damage.
When extreme storms hit, most of us run indoors. Not Brett Vilnius. As a seasoned storm chaser, he heads out to find them. Brett says he has not seen more vicious conditions than he has of late.
Mother Nature does what she wants, but it seems it's the eastern seaboard this time. It's the recent years, that's where we've been getting the extreme storms, the extreme fires, the extreme winds, where the population is.
There is no doubt Mother Earth is going through her change, and we're all going to feel the effects sooner or later.
It cannot be reversed. No, it's done. It's a done deal.
Brian Seymour reporting.